Alright, hello people again. I'm making this video, I guess two reasons now, but for the results of my staff, I got amazing results and have a very cool story to tell you. First of all, first off, I'll start with the reason why, the other reason why I'm making this video is because last night I was attacked by an ill-faith Christian. Um, that's and basically a Christian, ill-faith Christian, um, insulted my staff while he sat at a nightclub getting drunk last night. So, so that's why it's ill-faith. Ill-faith Christian is Christians who believe that they're who live their life preaching Christianity, but then they go to nightclubs and get drunk and this and that. Um, I'm always on top of them, and that's just how it goes. There was a lesson. Jesus once taught a lesson about pastors who were using who just use widows for their houses, tries to take their houses and take their money and this and that. It's the lessons where he's talking about them saying that the widow has cast more into the pot more than anybody. Um, but Jesus said those pastors will receive greater damnation. The reason why they will receive greater damnation is because the act that they are doing, trying to use the widows' house, they use the widows for their money and this and that, is bad. But the simple fact that they claim to be uh, righteous men, they receive greater damnation. So so I stay on top of these type of Christians. When I am around Christian people who constantly preach the Bible and righteousness and trying to act to be so perfect, but then they go and like earlier this week, I mentioned something to a Christian because she was advertising cigarettes. That she was selling cigarettes that were discounted. That just didn't seem Christian. And as of last night, this guy um, was bragging about being at a bar and and meeting girls, while drinking and stuff. And I just simply asked, do Christians get drunk? Or I'm like, Christians get drunk? Then he attacked my staff. Because of how my staff was made. Um, he went into said it was evil because it was wicked and this and that, and that's messed up. But um, let's think about Moses. And we're not going to go into this, but I'm just going to I'm going to explain my staff because I got amazing results. Here's the finished staff. Okay. I've made staffs for my grandma, like a lot of my family members. I only make it for certain family members. I made staffs for many children, and they hold a lot of energy and power. Now, it's made out of a 4-year-old dead cactus, or crossed over cactus. On the ends, there's hematite. Hematite is a rock that's actually a magnet. So it's both ends. You got a smaller one here and a bigger one there. And let me show you some cool things that this does. Check this out. You know what I'm saying? They stick. So imagine the energy. So this staff, when it was made with one on each end. So, well, I'll get to that. But hematite. I have actually have a bracelet made out of these. Powerful. It's powerful stuff. Connecting this hematite is metal, or sorry, copper. The copper goes around the hematite. Now it goes in a swirl. It's called the ascending swirl, because constantly what you want as a human being, you want your energy swirl going clockwise. It ascends to heaven. So that's how this was made, clockwise, and it's connected to the hematites, positive to negative, negative to positive, so it generates energy going down. Now these copper wires are connected to tiny hematites, 7 of them. that spiral around this staff. Um, Inside, you see this is amethyst crystal, which brings it radiates love. The amethyst, you can see the color. It's really cool. It's like a purple. It's the color of love, passion. Really good stuff. So that goes down. It goes in a circle too. So it constantly the energy is going like this. Now here's the key. This is what I thought was my friend did not like. Is inside at the ends of this staff, I have locks or pieces of hair from myself, my wife, and my daughter. The reason, and I balled them up together to combine them. Now the reason why I did this is so it creates a connection between my family and I. Jesus once said that a man shall leave his parents, cleave to his wife, to intertwine and bond and make one flesh. That is the lesson of the hair from my daughter, from myself, and from my wife, imbued at the end of this staff. Now, it's and another thing, and the reason why it's hair is because the DNA attachment. As anyone knows, when they do drug tests and stuff, they take a piece of your hair to get the most accurate sample they can get because of the DNA in it. They also use that when you really want to trace your ancestry. You use hair because of the DNA. And notice how the strands of DNA is shaped like what? Like the spiral. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the lock of hair from myself, my wife, and my daughter are in here to bind us. Now, so let me explain what happens here. You have the hematite on this end and that end, and one's going this way, the one on the right's going this way, one on the left going that way. Let me show you what happens when they go opposite. Like we'll use this towel as an example. When you go opposite, look what happens. It comes closer. Okay, and loose, but okay. So one's going this way with magnetism, the other one's going that way. So that energy from the lock of hair is actually being condensed into one ball in the middle, in the energy part of this. Now I'm going to share with you, let me make sure it's still rolling. Now I'm going to, a friend of mine, which is pagan, I guess you can say, my family has pagan in them also. I will hope that everyone does, because original definition of paganism is one with nature. And if you're one with nature, you're one with God automatically. That don't get it twisted, man. They teach you in these churches that paganism and all that stuff is so evil, when Christianity, type it up yourself, Christianity fully comes out of paganism. And I won't even go in, just type it up and put similarities of Christianity and paganism, and you'll get all the answers you need. But a friend of mine who is a pagan said I should put my staff out during the full moons, these blue moons, to charge it up. So I put it against my balanced rock like this. After the first night of the full moon, the next day, let me tell you what happened. I must get closer to this. The night of the full moon, I had a dream that I was in a valley, and I was walking. It was at nighttime, full moon. I was in this valley, and all of a sudden I started having an asthma attack. Okay, but I was telling myself in my dream, that you got to keep breathing and get to the top of the hill. So I'm climbing the top of the hill, walking, having an asthma attack. Long story short, I reached the top of the hill, and this guy pulls up. This brother pulls up in a car, I think a truck, and he has a asthma nebulizer with him, and gives it to me as I get to the top. Man, I'm having an asthma attack, and this car out of nowhere in the middle of the desert comes, and he has a nebulizer. What a nebulizer is for people who have asthma, it's in case you have an asthma attack or it's coming on, you put on a mask and you breathe it. That's what a nebulizer is. You plug it in and you breathe it. That's what a nebulizer is. Let me tell you what happened the next day I woke up. I woke up next to my wife. My wife rolls over and she asks me, "Did you use your nebulizer last night?" I am not kidding. My wife was supposed to be in this video with me, but she had to work early today. And I wish I could have her here for that because um, the night my staff is out here charging up, um, I have this dream of asthma attack and using a nebulizer. And the next day, my wife asks if I used my nebulizer last night. Okay, because I have one, just in case. That proves fully that the bond within this staff that has the lock of hair from myself, my wife, and my daughter is working, man. I put it out last night on the second part of the full moon, and she said 3 days, my friend, so I'm going to put it out again. Um, the staff feels nice now. Before it was kind of cold, now it feels a lot warmer, so she was right. Um, So that's that, man. And don't get things twisted. This is supposed to be one world, and some of these ill faith Christians, are slowing everything, slowing the whole mission down. We're in the midst. We're in the toughest part of this war, and some Christians are still in the kiddie pool, man. They constantly are repeating the same um, scriptures, so their enemies are actually catching up with them because they're repeating the same scriptures while their enemies are learning through YouTube and internet and from ex-Christian elders. They're learning stuff and catching up with them and passing them up. Thus, they're knowing more, they have more knowledge about Christianity than the actual Christians do. I'm talking about ill faiths. Okay, we're talking ill faith. We're not talking about a Christ-like. I'm part of every religion, man. I mean, paganism, Muslim, Buddhism, except Catholicism, um, and even I'm a Christ-like. So I'm an ascendant Christian, you can say, and I'm a third level Christian because I got it. I got the secret. I learned the secret. That everything was not about judging. It's not about judging someone because you're afraid of them. It's about just radiating righteousness and love. So that's good results with the staff. Um, ask me any questions you wish, and that's it. Peace. Gone. Most High bless.